I think my body of work right now sort of stemmed from labor endurance performances that I was making at the beginning of my time here that embodied my mother's role as like a warehouse worker. So it was just kind of like a way to empathize with her and kind of get those ideas across. Like I was just kind of like experimenting with different mediums and materials and kind of failing through this process that almost just kind of fed my work now, where it's like it becomes very futile. And I think that that's a big like term in my work right now. The audio component in my work deals a lot with taking the way that sound is utilized in construction sites or in sets of like labor where people are in Miami like sort of hanging these radios on top of the shelf or like hanging it to their belt buckle or like, you know, elevating these speakers so that they could have some sort of way to stimulate their labor. That's where these things come into play, where like, you know, the material of plaster itself is like utilized as a way to break down a process in order to provide this product. The PVC, I use it as just like a vessel to mix the plaster. So I'll create these like really intricate like PVC pipe structures that kind of force the user to be in an uncomfortable position and to elongate the plaster mixing process. So whether that's like siphoning water through certain tubes and then pouring plaster through some, and then, or like lifting up the plaster. Like this one was recently done in the welding shop where I kind of hung from this pulley. So I was up like 10 feet up on the ceiling and then siphoning plaster down and eventually like pouring plaster from like 10 feet of altitude. So it's just supposed to like take this very simple process of taking water and plaster and mixing it together and making it very, very complicated for the user to interact with.